It wasn't a suggestion. It wasn't like a polite recommendation. It was literally like, we want you to pull your kid out of school because all she does is come here to sleep, eat, poop, and play with other kids and then go home. Because she's special needs and she doesn't have the same pace as the rest of the class, that's all they see her as doing in school. Can you imagine? Hey guys, it's Asige. I wanted to share a thought with you. But before I do that, I wanted to give you my version of buyer beware. Since I've come over to Nairobi last month, I have noticed a couple of things, a couple of discriminatory behaviors against me, unfortunately, but hey, that's just life. And I wanted to tell you about it so that you guys can understand what I have to go through on a day-to-day basis. Number one, Koroga Festival. So I went to Koroga Festival for the first time at the end of April, right? It was out at a place called Mamba Village, which is on the way to Karen. So what they did is that they had their guests park at a particular car park and then get into vans or buses to now be transported to the venue itself because they wanted to decongest. Okay, cool. Nothing wrong with that. I went with a couple of friends of mine, right? So we drove into the car park as instructed and we were looking for a place to park. And on the way to the parking space, we stopped one of the drivers of the bus and said, hey, please save us 3 seats, we're coming. And the guy said, cool, sawa. So we went and parked. I jumped out with one of my friends as our third friend went and parked. My friend and I proceeded to go towards the entrance of the bus, right? Trying to enter. Because I'm visually impaired, I don't move as fast, right? So I was sort of, making sure that I don't fall, getting my way to the door. Got to the door and the guy, the driver or somebody in the car, the conductor, the driver comes and slams the door shut right in front of my face as I was literally trying to enter the bus, right? I can't see. Only my friend is the one who went, oh, Crystal, like, watch out. Otherwise it would have hit my face. So I knocked to the door. I was getting really annoyed. I was like, why have you closed the door? And the guy opened the door and he said, oh, sorry, that was not me. That was the driver who shut the door in front of you. I asked why. The guy said, as you guys were coming towards the bus, 2 other people already entered. And so the driver just said, close the door, let's go. They'll get into the next bus. And I started to korofishana with that driver. I was like, you can't do that. I'm visually impaired. There could have been an accident waiting to happen. That's a lawsuit. That's as in I went berserk, as in seriously. And he just didn't care, basically. They just closed the door and then off they went. So we waited for the next bus to come, got in there, went into the ticketing place, right, at the main venue. And I asked one of the people, who's the manager here? Can I talk to a manager? And they directed me to the manager, a young lady. I told her the story, what happened. I told her that this is literally, I could take legal action against you guys because that is unjustified discrimination. You cannot do that too. I'm a paying customer just like everybody else here is, okay? And that's dangerous. It's not even about being a paying customer. It's just dangerous to do that. And it's rude. It's just rude, okay? And she was like, I'm really sorry, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. I'll call you, here's my number, we'll change numbers, etc., etc. She's supposed to call me within the next week, in the next following working days. Never heard from her. Called her yesterday. She's like, oh yes, I remember you, I'm so sorry. This is, by the way, middle of April, right? I'm so sorry, I'll get back to you in an hour. Haven't heard from her again. So I've decided, buyer, beware of Koroga Festival. Discriminatory, wasn't even particularly well organized. The planning was, excuse my French, sugar honey iced tea and all the rest of it. I have my other opinions, but let me move on. Koroga Festival, you guys owe me an apology. You promised me an apology. That young lady promised me an apology from the event itself and also from the driver himself. Haven't heard from you guys, so if anybody here loves Koroga, you all need to comment and tell me if you've had any of your own experiences, if you've gone to it, if you think that it's just a one-off, just tell me what you think below. Number 2, Good Testimony International. It's a school in Nyayo Estate. Those guys, literally, I am appalled at this story. A colleague of mine has her daughter who goes there. The daughter is a special needs child, okay? She has, her own conditions which she's growing up with. She's about 7 years old, the daughter, and she goes to Good Testimony International School in Nyayo Estate. This is what happened. My friend has had to pull her daughter out of that school because she went into school one time after being told that there's been a bit of an incident with her child and a couple of other kids that were fighting or something like that, and she should come into school. First of all, when the fight actually happened, My friend was not called. The other parents of the other kids were called. The other normal children's parents were called in to talk about the situation, etc., etc., etc. But my friend and her child were not called. Number one mistake. Number two mistake is that my friend's child always comes home with like little pinches, scratches and stuff like that. And my friend used to say, oh, maybe it's just because she's playing, maybe she's fallen in the playground, etc., etc. But, you know, there was a suspicion, you know, it's fishy. And because her kid is special needs, she maybe isn't as open or doesn't know how to express herself as well to say, Mom, this is what's happening at school. People are pinching me on purpose. They're teasing me. They're bullying me. They're discriminating against me. Teachers and students, by the way, both. Not just students, also teachers. Number two. So my friend decided to go in on her own accord and speak to the teachers. When she met with the teachers, you know what they told her? They told her that they want my friend to pull her kid out of the school. It wasn't a suggestion. It wasn't like a polite recommendation. It was literally like, we want you to pull your kid out of school because all she does is come here to sleep, eat, poop, and play with other kids and then go home. Because she's special needs and she doesn't have the same pace as the rest of the class, that's all they see her as doing in school. Can you imagine? A 7-year-old is being spoken about in this way by her teachers. By her teachers. I mean, that is like catastrophically disgusting. I can't even explain to you how mad I am at that story. I mean, you're leaving your kid at school, you think that you're leaving your kid at school, a place where they're nurturers, a place that people are going to, like, you know, help her to grow and build confidence and stuff. And they're the same people who are breaking her down. And this is the problem, you see, with people who don't understand disability or any kind of developmental conditions. This is the problem with Kenyans, or not even Kenyans, everyone, but Africans especially, because you guys feel as though, oh, because somebody's different, they're bad. Because somebody's different, they have something wrong with them. Because somebody is different, they need fixing. No, they don't need fixing. Y'all need fixing. You guys at that school, all the teachers at school, you guys need fixing because it's you and your mentality that makes us disabled. It's you guys that make us disabled. This is a visual impairment, but what you do to me is disability. You make me disabled because of your barriers that you put on me and that you're putting on this young girl. 7 years old, what kind of complex are you going to grow up with, knowing that when she was in primary school, people used to just like bully her, from kids all the way to grown-ass teachers. That's crazy to me. And that's disgusting. And that's legal action waiting to happen. I've advised her she needs to go to a lawyer and explain her case, and they need to go to that school and literally all the teachers, round them all up, class teachers, subject teachers, principal. This is the principal. I'm talking about the principal, by the way. That guy as well needs to really sit down and reflect on what the hell kind of operation is running over there. It's disgusting. So as of now, she's been pulled out of school. My friend she was heartbroken at that meeting. She was heartbroken. She said she even almost started to cry in that meeting because she had these mature in quotation marks, men and women talking about her child like this. She's like, there's no way she can stay for another day. Clearly, you guys have no idea how to handle her. Clearly, I'm wasting my money and my energy and my resources putting my child in this school. I'm going to pull her out. And thankfully, she's found another school that she's going to be starting at after this Easter holiday. That's way better, that accommodates people with disability, people with special needs as well. And she's going to grow up and actually kill it. And I can't wait till she goes back to that school one day and says, you know what, that was me you told XYZ 2 years ago. That was me. Now what? Let me now calm down and move to the next point because that has fired me up. You have no idea. Okay, I'm back in my serene place. The third thing I wanted to say was just a thought that I've seen now that I've been in Nairobi for a month now. I really find that it's empty here. It's really empty. I was talking to a friend of mine over dinner last night and I was like, people here are lost and they don't even know that they're lost. That's the thing. People keep themselves busy. They say things like, I'm just hustling, I'm just, grinding, I'm out, busy. But there's a difference between busy and productive. There's a difference between those two words. And I wonder if people understand the difference. And also one thing I've noticed as well is that guys and girls don't want to be alone in Nairobi. They just don't want to be in their own company. after work, you're off to this place, you're off to this Bible study, and then after Bible study, you're going to see this person, then after that to the cinema, after that, next morning in the morning to the gym or for a run or with people. It's just like people are everywhere, and there's no time to just sit on your own and just think about stuff, you know? Give yourself space to absorb things, you know? And that's what I found. I've only been here for a month and I find that to be a problem. For me anyway, I enjoy solitude. It's good for me when I'm alone, or when I choose to just meditate, like a few hours of like silent meditation. Or not even a few hours, it could just be a few minutes of it. And then just decide this morning, on Saturday morning, I'm just gonna keep quiet. I'm just gonna do my stuff in the house, I'm gonna do my chores, but then just keep quiet, not say a word. That kind of stuff is really important. And guys cover up their issues and what they're going through with, you know, the usual, going out, drinking, eating, sex, drugs, all of it. But there's no emphasis on personal development. There's no emphasis on self-awareness. There's no emphasis on, you know, getting to know yourself, your soul, your boundaries, your mind, your spirit, you know? And I think that's a big problem, which has made me feel that Nairobi is a bit empty. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the one who's not normal. I'm the alien here because I want every interaction to be rich, to be, you know, quality over quantity, to be about depth instead of about width, you know. How many friends do I have? It doesn't matter. I can just have one friend so long as it's a really good and rich and like deep connection. It's way more important. I don't know what you guys think about that. And I suppose that's where the whole mental depression and mental issues is becoming so rampant, you know, of a topic to speak about nowadays, because guys are starting to come out and say, actually, I'm not happy. When you see me out with friends, I'm actually not happy. When you see me at my work, I'm actually not happy. It's something that I've been thinking about, and I just feel really empathetic towards. I want to share that with you guys. So I don't know what you guys think. Comment below if you can, if you want to. DM me on social media, wherever I am at, which is Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And let me know what you think. And don't forget, these two places, Koroga and Good Testimony. Yo, that's a bad testimony. International School. If you guys know those people, you guys know anyone out there that needs to hear this, tag them. All right, cool guys. Have a brilliant weekend. Bye. Let me just start that sentence again. Two drivers, no. What am I saying? I went there.